property owners by this woody debris should another flood event occur. As a result of the meeting, the site visits to specific areas of concern, it has been determined that DEC will remove the large woody debris found within the stream channels, beginning at the footbridge located on the Ashokan High Point Trail near the Canal parking area, and continue northeast for approximately 2/3 of a mile to the state boundary. The debris will be removed from the channel and placed on adjacent state forest preserve lands. Work will begin as soon as the arrangements can be made to schedule the necessary equipment and staff. Any questions, please direct them to myself. And this comes from William C. Janeway, Regional Director in New Paltz. I think Sylvia, you wanted to read the next one.
Yeah,
The next one from New York State DOT.
Back in September 16, 2010, the town board requested, the town board requested a letter be sent to the New York State DOT for a safety assessment study of Route 28 through the town of Olive. In June of 2011, I called them up wondering why I hadn't had a response. They said they never received it. So I faxed it to them again, and this came in January 27th. Dear Ms. Roselle, this is in response to the town's request regarding a traffic study on Route 28 within the limits of the town of Olive. A formal investigation was completed on this 6.9-mile section of highway. The New York State DOT conducted a comprehensive study which included reviewing and analyzing the most recent 3-year accident history, field reviewing the existing traffic control devices, roadway geometrics and physical conditions, and observing the existing traffic flow at certain locations. The 3-year accident history review indicates that the majority of accidents were vehicles and vehicle-animal crashes. The second most prevalent accident was rear-end type crashes. Both of these type accidents did not form a pattern at any one particular location, but rather occurred randomly throughout this section of Route 28 under study. The accident rate for this section of Route 28 is just below the statewide average for this type of highway. On December 9, 2011, a fatal accident occurred on Route 28 at the Du Bois Road intersection. It was a single vehicle run-off-the-road crash. The December 27, 2011 police report indicates apparent contributing factors were unsafe speed and failure to stay right. No additional information is known at this time. If more information becomes available, we will review it to determine if any actions by the New York State DOT would be beneficial. In August 2010, fatal accidents occurred on Route 28 in close proximity to each other. The first was on August 10, 2010 near Old Route 28, and the other was on August 26, 2010 at DeSilva Road. These accidents resulted in 3 fatalities. Old Route 28 is approximately 200 feet south of DeSilva Road. The Old Route 28 accident was a westbound single vehicle crash which, according to the police report, involved an unlicensed operator driving under the influence of drugs, following too closely, using a vehicle with unsafe tires, and endangering the welfare of a minor. An unrestrained passenger died in the accident. In the DeSilva Road accident, an eastbound car was stopped to turn left with a blinker on at the intersection. This vehicle was hit from behind by a tractor trailer who was reported to be following too closely. Our investigation found that sight distance in both directions in advance of DeSilva Road is adequate, and there is no pattern of left turn accidents at this location. Both of these traffic accidents were a result of driver behavior, not deficiencies in the roadway features. DeSilva Road was the site of another accident resulted in a fatality on April 6, 2007. This was similar to the August 26, 2010 in that it was eastbound rear-end collision. Even though sight distance is adequate at this intersection, we are going to install intersection warning signs in both directions to add extra emphasis for the DeSilva intersection. As part of this study, the New York State DOT reviewed the passing zones on Route 28. Generally speaking, passing zones are only closed if there is a history of passing-related accident and there is inadequate passing sight distance. Studies have shown that roadways with infrequent passing zones but adequate sight distances encourage motorists who desire to pass to do so illegally. Unsafe passing maneuvers increase the possibility of accidents, especially of the serious head-on type. The passing zones on this section of Route 28 were found to have adequate passing sight distance and no accident pattern that can be attributed to passing vehicles. A review of the speed limits on Route 28 in the town of Ollie found them to be proper and correct for the existing conditions. It is the responsibility of the local enforcement agencies to monitor the speeds of motorists and to maintain compliance with the posted speed limits. The town of Ollie can request the police agencies to step up speed enforcement on Route 28. To mitigate some operational issues, the following actions will be taken as a result of our study. Du Bois Road, adjust and upgrade the existing signing to better emphasize the intersection, and Bonnie Bray Road, Longyear Road, to install chevrons to emphasize the curve to eastbound Route 28 motorists. We will also request that the Ulster County Traffic Safety Board arrange to place a speed trailer at certain locations on Route 28 to emphasize the actual speeds that motorists are traveling. We appreciate your interest and thank you for your cooperation. It's signed by William Gorton, Acting Regional Director. The letter also went to Bonasek Cahill, Charles Schaller, and Mr. Richard Feldman, who was one of the gentlemen who had been at the town board meeting in September 2010, requesting that the town board do this. Mr. Schaller, who's been with the Ulster County Traffic Safety Board, I think he said 56 years. He's 81, so yeah, 56 years. He said that he met with Mark Rana and they did the entire Route 28 study. He went with them. He said that they did ask, the Ulster County Traffic Safety Board did ask that for two places they wanted to extend the speed limits to 45 miles an hour, one of them being in Boyceville, east to Fabulous Furniture, and the other one being through Shokan, east out to Du Bois Road. But the DOT did turn that down. But he did say that if there isn't any physical problems on Route 28 since they put in the shoulders, and primarily driver error, so you can't really fault the roadway. He also did tell us in conversation that Craig Grazier, is Craig here tonight? I didn't see him come in. Anyway, he is now on the Ulster County Traffic Safety Board, so anything we have in the town regarding traffic safety, Craig lives in Shokan, so we can address that. Anyway, a lot more information, but that's the final outcome.
Sylvia, maybe we could send a copy of this to Craig and highlight the part where it says, that the Ulster County Traffic Safety Board will put up the
speed trailer?
Speed trailer.
Okay.
And just so Craig knows that
I will do that.
That's in the works, and maybe he can push it a little bit.
Okay. Everything okay here?
Could you hear me?
Did you hear me now?
Yep.
I don't need the feed.
That's not funny, is it? Okay. I got a letter from Gretchen Ray. Which is addressed to myself and the town board. I am writing to thank you for the acknowledgement and difficulties of the December 13th, 2011 town board meeting. A meeting I was present at and upset by. I recently read this attached article in the Woodstock Times. I was thrilled to learn that the Olive Town Board addressed during the January 12, 2012 meeting my same concerns of behavior by town people at the December meeting. It was unfortunate that I was unable to attend this January meeting, but I send my gratitude to the town board for taking some action to improve order in the town meetings. As I personally spoke about during December's meeting, I do believe differing opinions from the townspeople is valuable and useful in town government, but I also firmly believe that voices can only be heard correctly if opinions can be given with respect, with a respectful tone, and with thoughtful responses. I live in this town as well as work in this watershed, and only have the best interests of my community in my decisions. I hope for our community to thrive while treating each other with respect and dignity. I truly appreciate the thoughts the board members have on how we as a community can have constructive and insightful town board meetings with opportunities for opinions and be shared by all. I also send a personal thanks to Sylvie Roselle for reaching out to me the following day after the December meeting and reassuring me that my participation was as a